Thank you, Jan. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Ag Program Manager for the Chesapeake Bay Foundation here in the Pennsylvania office, and I'm here to add our voice to the call for a state budget that ensures adequate and required environmental protection, and I'll focus on the water quality concerns. There's been much said about the severance tax, and we certainly want to add our voice of support to that important and common sense revenue source here at this time of a budget crisis. But Pennsylvania is blessed with very abundant water supplies. But these water supplies, our streams, our rivers, the estuaries that our watersheds supply, all are stressed by polluted runoff from suburbs and farms, from raw sewage overflows from our older cities, from acid mine leachate, and from many other sources of pollution. Now you might expect talk about human health, about recreation, about quality of life, all of the aspects that are involved with water, and those are certainly important. But Pennsylvania faces mandates, and I think it's important to understand the requirements that we face and the implications for the budget that's being negotiated right now. DEP has determined that roughly 16,000 miles of our streams are impaired. They do not meet federal and state water quality standards, and Pennsylvania is required to clean them up. These pollution action plans, or TMDLs, are now being implemented slowly but steadily, stream by stream, and they will bring significant costs to our communities. The Chesapeake Bay also does not meet water quality standards, and after 25 years of largely voluntary efforts, the rules are changing. Unlike past Bay agreements that set long-term goals that were never met, the Environmental Protection Agency is now requiring Pennsylvania to establish 2-year pollution reduction milestones and to specify how those milestones are going to be met. Unfortunately, some of the proposed cuts that are being considered right now in the budget are the very programs that form the basis of Pennsylvania's milestones adopted just 2 months ago. So in other words, pollution controls and the funding for these controls are not optional. The only question then is who will pay. Our municipalities, our businesses, our farmers are going to be hard-pressed to meet legally enforceable mandates without state assistance. I could speak to a number of water-related programs that are going to that are proposed to take a serious hit under the different budget proposals, but I'll focus on just one: our county conservation districts. Conservation districts represent a minuscule part of the budget, just a bit over $5 million per year, and yet districts are on the front line of environmental protection at the local level, particularly when it comes to preventing runoff from farms and new construction sites. Fully funded conservation districts are key to the effort to support farmers, to clean up the bay, and to clean up conditions of our streams throughout the Commonwealth. Consider that districts deliver federal agriculture conservation funds, and the last Farm Bill substantially increased for Pennsylvania the amount of funds that we're going to be getting specifically to accelerate the bay cleanup. We cannot afford to leave behind any of these limited funds unspent because we don't have the people in place to deliver them. Other water protection programs that are threatened by potential cuts include the Sewage Facilities Planning Program, Stormwater Management, Nutrient Management, and a program that's critically important to the Bay and the local watershed efforts, the Resource Enhancement and Protection Tax Credit Program, or REAP. We recognize that the Governor and the General Assembly face very difficult decisions right now. The situation is forcing hard choices among competing priorities. We're here to say, as all of these groups are here today, that the environment must receive a level of support it deserves and that the law requires. We must also look to new sources of revenue like Marcellus Shale and a severance tax has been discussed, rainy day fund, and other sources. But we are not making sufficient progress on protecting our water supplies. We simply aren't. And the proposed budget cuts for programs and staff at DEP and PDA and DCNR, while it may be expedient now, are going to make the job even harder and more expensive with each year that elapses. As our organization looks at the various budget scenarios, our state is poised to pass along massive costs to local government and to citizens. We call on the Governor and all legislative leaders to ensure clean water for our families, our ecosystems, and our future. It's the right thing to do, and it is the law. Thanks.